Hello, hello. It is Tuesday, and this is episode 21 of Lessons and Legacies. I am your host, Melissa Price, and I am coming at you guys live today to talk about lessons in faith. There's been a lot that has required faith already this year, and I said rolling into 2021 that it was going to be somewhat of a faith-ridden sort of year. Last year was all about resilience. I feel like this year is going to be all about rewards. And the way we can find our way to these rewards is by having faith, leaning not on our own understanding, but on that of the Lord. Just clinging to what we believe. So I am here to talk about that with you guys today. I am going to read a little bit out of my book and something else that I felt was kind of pertinent to share with you guys today. So my new book is Lessons We've Learned, Legacies of Life. I don't know if I should really be calling it new anymore. This was published last year. It's been less than a year, so it's probably a 6-month-old baby, I guess, at this point. But co-wrote the book with my mom, Renee Bodell. She lives in Detroit, Michigan, and I currently am in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so the book is a collaboration of poetry, stories, artwork, testimonies, quotes, and experiences of people all over the world, men, women, and children of all different social statuses and career paths and whatnot. And it was a really beautiful collaboration. I was supposed to have my friend Danny Murphy on today, who did all the photography for my book, but we were having technical issues, so we are rolling solo today. So we will have him back at a later date to do resilience, and hopefully you guys get to see him in person, because I don't think I wouldn't have as much life in these pages if it wasn't for his amazing eye and ability to capture the beautiful world around us. So so you get me today. Tomorrow, I'm very excited to say we have Brittany Thomas coming on. She's going to be talking about resilience. It'll be her second appearance on the show, and I can't wait to have her back. We're going to talk about resilience, and we're going to talk about our words of the year. Thursday, as of now, you've got me. And Friday, I have a new face for you. Her name is Red Lee. She is a local nonprofit owner of Cake for Kids, and she does a lot of work with kids in the foster care system and has quite the story herself. And mother of 5, and just an amazing, beautiful, beautiful person. So we're going to be sharing and talking about love and resilience with her on Friday. And I'll be off Saturday. You can catch me Sunday with William Brown and Precious Pauling with Our View on One Word Conversations at 11. And then we have some more new faces for you next week. Monday, I have Precious, who always co-hosts with me at 2:00, but we're bringing on Delilah Brown, and we are going to have a ladies' day of laughter on Monday, fun and shenanigans. So bring a drink, bring your own shenanigans, and be ready to laugh. And Tuesday next week, I have another new face for you. New children's author, almost done with her book, and actually just found out today that she was working on a children's book, and I've known her for a couple years now, so it was kind of cool. We had a new conversation to talk about, so we're going to share her with you next week as well. And if any of you guys are interested in coming on Lessons and Legacies, I would love to have you. You don't have to be somebody that contributed to my book. We talk about things like lessons and legacies, obviously, and love, faith, laughter, resilience, success. Always love to showcase my guests and show the world what they do. So if you're an author, an artist, a musician, if you're an entrepreneur of any kind, and you want to come and show the world what you've got going on, I would love to have you, love to promote for you, and just share your stories, because like I always say, your stories are what you leave behind. Your lessons are what you leave behind for the world to grow from and glow from. Those become your legacies. So I encourage you to share your stories. Okay. All right. So just to catch you guys up real quick, if you happen to join in yesterday, We were talking about success. And I had quite an experience. I had an opportunity, literally right outside my doorstep. I was called upon to help rescue an injured wild rabbit yesterday by my neighbor. And you can go back and catch yesterday's show if you want. That was episode 20. If you look it up on YouTube, Lessons and Legacies on YouTube, it has the full gamut of details on the experience and the mess and all this stuff. But and the adrenaline of it all. But I want to give a big shout out to Sharon with the Animal Rehabilitators of the Carolinas. She was amazing enough to allow me to drive the injured bunny down to her house in South Carolina yesterday, and has been keeping me updated like every other hour on the progress of little bunny here. And I just appreciate that so much, because I am a major animal person myself. So knowing that he is in good hands already puts my spirit at ease. But I think it's so above and beyond for somebody to care so much and to keep in touch and keep myself and my kids in the loop of what's going on with the little man. We took him in for some leg injuries, a leg injury. He just was bleeding and had busted up leg. And then after she got to look him over and whatnot, she's thinking there may be, well, he definitely took some kind of hit to the head. There was a head trauma of some sorts. And he's still alive. He's still making it. She's concerned he might have brain damage because he's not eating, but the wounds look good. Yeah. And so he's not out of the woods yet, as she said, pun intended. But I would like to ask anybody that is watching, if you happen to be an animal lover, lift up a little prayer for this guy today. He's trying really hard to make it through. And wow, it would be such a cool miracle to see this little guy survive and to see him released back into nature and to know that we made a difference, you know? So if you can, he's a little brown rabbit. It's a boy, and my kids have named him Carrot. And all we want is for him to heal and be able to go back into the world and hop the rest of his days till their fullest, you know? So shout out again to Sharon. Thank you so much for just keeping us in the loop and for taking care of him and using your gifts and talents from the Lord to make a difference in creation. So that is the update on Carrot. Lift him up in your prayers, and let's send some angels to him to heal. All right. So, all right, let's get to reading out of this book. If you guys are interested in getting your own copy of the book, I do own my own store online. It is called Lessons and Legacies.company.site. I will pop that on the screen right now so you guys can check it out. I encourage you to please look it up. There's artwork, there are greeting cards, there's my book, there's several other books from other authors that have been on the show and some that haven't. I have essential oils, there's photography, there's spirit squares, there's tons to shop around and look for. But yeah, it is offered. This book is on the page for $25 as a color copy. And this is like an 8x11. It's a big book. And again, lots of pretty stuff in there. That's $25. If you want a black and white, it's $20. And also it is available for a digital download for only $9.99. So if you prefer to read on your tablet or your laptop or your phone, it's $9.99. You get the download and you can carry it with you in full color wherever you be. So check it out. I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that give me the support and give me the courage and motivation to keep moving forward each day. So I love you. I really do. So today, I thought I would start out with a couple selections from the book, again, around faith, but I want to focus a little bit on physical situations right now. Danny, who was supposed to be on today, is a cancer survivor, and I would like to start with a piece that he wrote for the book. And I know a lot of the people viewing have that going on in their life right now, be it through yourself, you've survived it, you're going through it, or you have family members going through it. I also got to speak to another good friend of mine this morning. I was picking up some soaps and a book from my friend that she is dealing with family members that are dealing with cancer and sick and going through emotional traumas. And so she's about to embark on this long journey for the next month, traveling around and trying to help as best as she could. And I don't know. I think the whole faith thing is really important when it comes to the physical aspects of things, as well as the emotional and spiritual as well. But it just seems to be like there's a lot of physical stuff going on right now. You know, we've got the pandemic, we've got flu season upon us. And then, you know, we got things like cancer that we're fighting off in the world. And then the emotional and spiritual side of things, anxiety, stresses are high right now, doubts, fears, worries, it's all up there. You know, we've got financial battles to deal with, and that definitely weighs on you. So yeah, I'm going to focus a little bit on some of the physical sides today, because we all have our battles, right? So yes, this is meant to encourage you along and keep your faith strong as we're dealing with our trials and tribulations here. So this first testimony comes from Danny. He is in Maryland and was 58 when he wrote this. I'm not sure if he still is or not. Sorry for calling your age out there, Danny. This is called Friends, Family, and Faith. And also, too, if you guys don't mind, hit that like and love and share. Sharing is caring. Would help me out a lot if you guys would check out the YouTube page and hit the subscribe on Monday through Friday at 2:00. And we'll definitely keep you full of laughter and inspiration and motivation and empowerment. And yeah, these aren't all just my words. These are words of the people that are all around you, of all ages, all genders, all backgrounds. So I encourage you to share. That's the whole reason I come out every day, is just to share these stories and let you know that you're not alone and that your stories matter. So if you could like and share and pass the word on, I would greatly appreciate it. Lessons and Legacies on YouTube, please. And if you're on Facebook watching, hit the button. Takes a second. A like, a love, a share, a laugh. Let me know that this matters to you. I appreciate you. All right. Friends, Family, and Faith by Danny. I thank God for the day that I was told I would beat cancer. After 2 separate surgeries and radiation treatments, the doctors finally delivered the news that my cancer was curable. We had caught it just in time. Though this period was incredibly difficult for me, I did gain blessings from it. There's a blessing in every lesson. I say it all the time. It's true. Danny believes it too. Some of the people I met during radiation had the same cancer as I did, and some had it worse. Regardless of our stages of cancer, we became incredibly close friends. There we would sit, people of all colors and backgrounds, sharing our stories, fears, and dreams, hoping for another chance at a healthier life. We never spent much time talking about what was happening to us physically on the outside, but instead, we helped heal each other on the inside. We started out as a group of strangers and grew into a family. It was just like the good old days of playing laser tag, where you would ring the bell at the end of the game and all of your teammates are just cheering you on for the win. Our group celebrated one another no matter what we were going through. No one would leave the room until all of us had completed our treatments. Experiencing this journey with other individuals truly opened my eyes. I felt compelled one day to tell my newfound family, God formed this group for a reason. It was okay if a few people didn't believe me because they didn't have faith in God. Regardless of religious beliefs, we all still had faith in each other. That's so important. That is so important to have faith in the people around you. Surround yourself by people that you have faith in, you know, and you track that. That builds yours up as well. It helps build your momentum. Yeah. Faith isn't just always about God. It's not just God. We can have faith in ourselves. We can have faith in our family and our friends, and faith in God. You know, we can have faith in careers. We can have faith in our dreams. We can have faith in our abilities. So yeah, Find a way to give somebody else the faith, even if it's just by a phrase, a prayer, an acknowledgement of sorts. I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it. Try to find a way to give somebody else the faith. The stronger we are together, the stronger the world off is, Hey, Star, it's good to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. I saw this morning, as you were on yesterday, they fixed the Get My Payment portal. I can send you the link. It came up at like 9 o'clock this morning on the news, and I did forward it out to a few people who had not gotten their stuff yet. It's all fixed now, so you should be able to. I can send you the link when I get done here to your messenger if you want. It's the WSOC news link, and you just click on the little Get My Payment portal thing, and it should take you right there, ask you to put in your social and a couple other things, and then it'll let you know where it is and when you can expect it. So that just popped off this morning. If you're wanting it, I will send it. You do want it. Okay. I'll send it out to you. I think Precious probably wanted it too. I didn't send it to her either, but I did get it out to Yvette and Charlonda because they were asking. So yay. Maybe we'll have some good news for you today as well. Let's see. Let's check out some of these quotes here on faith. We got quotes from people of all different ages in here, and some of them are just amazing. Let's see. Kushi, who's 17 and a student, says that everything happens for a reason, but you may not realize it right away. Ain't that the truth? Hindsight, right? Hindsight is 2020. Brianna is 29 years old, and she's an e-commerce store owner, and she says, always put Jehovah first. Let's see. Christina, she's 39. She says, be open, be vulnerable, be yourself. I think that takes faith too, to just let your light shine and be you, be open. You got to have faith for that. Faith is believing in something not seen and knowing that it's going to be all right, knowing that it's going to work out, that there is something more out there and you don't have to see it. Believing it without seeing it, that's faith. You know what I mean? Let's see. Jimmy is 46. He says, God comes first. Dee Dee, who's, I can't see if that's 51 or 57. I think 51. She says, Spirit is always your guide. Spirit is always your guide. It's another beautiful thing for faith. It's true. All right. So let's move on here. I'm going to do one other health-related one. This was written by, actually, my grandmother. She is 82 now, 81 when this was written, and it's called The Call. There's another little illustration in there. It says, unstoppable. All right, The Call. My name is Rose Marie, and I consider myself to be a woman of unbreakable faith, and she is too. My grandmother is the rock of our family, and she built all of our faith, I think. She led by such good example, and she still does. She is the rock. I've gone to church every week as long as I can remember. Each Sunday, I would travel along with my husband through Detroit to the Capuchin Monastery for Mass. Myself, along with many others devoted to Father Solanus, would place our written intentions upon his casket and pray. This act was our display of faith, and it's why so many of my prayers have been answered. For countless years, I prayed for my son to overcome his addiction to alcohol. God heard me. He is now a changed person who is caring, happy, and full of life. I prayed for my youngest daughter to give up her addiction to alcohol and stop getting into bad relationships one after the other. God listened once again. She now lives graciously on her own as she continues to grow and shine her light to the world. What I was unaware of was what I would have to pray for next. I received a shocking phone call with some news from my middle daughter. It was one of those phone calls you never forget. At the age of 57, she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Because she had the BRCA gene, she would need a double mastectomy, a hysterectomy, as well as many rounds of chemotherapy. Dear God, why couldn't it be me? To all of the parents who read this or hear this, the heartbreaking helplessness of perhaps losing your child not only leaves you humbled, but scared beyond words. That's my beautiful girl. After the shock, pain, and a river of tears, I turned to prayer yet again. Thanks be to God, my daughter is also a strong person of faith and an inspiration to others for it. Through the countless months of chemotherapy and surgeries, we never heard any complaints from her. In fact, she was our cheerleader. She prayed constantly and assured us that God heard us and had a plan. Then, he answered. I am beyond happy to say that she is fully recovered. She's regrown her hair and looks amazing. Yes, she does. Through the grace of God and all the wonderful faith of so many others who prayed alongside us, I have all of my beautiful children to wrap my arms around. Prayer takes faith. Don't fear the tough calls that will inevitably come throughout life. Instead, know that when we reach out to God, he always answers. It's up to us to pick up the faith phone and dial in those prayers. Have faith and receive his blessings. Make the call. God is good. That's by Rosemarie, 81 years old. Hey, Dr. Deborah. I'm dedicating today's episode. I haven't said it yet. I was kind of waiting for you to pop on, but dedicating today's episode to you, Miss Dr. Deborah, and then a woman named Sharon, who I'm not going to give the last name for, but she is currently working on rehabbing the injured rabbit at her home that I dropped off to her yesterday, and has been very diligently texting me every 2 hours for the last 24 hours and keeping me in the loop with everything. I'm focusing on faith for today's lesson and really physical stuff, the physical things that we're going through, the physical and emotional areas we're really needing faith, you know. So I read a story from Danny about his experience going through surviving cancer and the faith and friends and family he built from that group, and a personal family story of my aunt who survived and my grandmother who had to pray all 3 of her children through abuse and addiction and health issues and whatnot. Prayer takes faith. All we have to do, like Grandma says, is pick up that faith phone and dial in the prayers. He always answers. He always hears. So for you guys, whoever else is watching who might have family members that are going through physical traumas that need healing, emotional healing, depression, anxiety, if you're going through it yourself, faith is the key. Ask and you shall receive, right? We pray and he answers. And we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, right? He carries us. So yes, dedicated to you and Miss Sharon specifically today. And I hope this keeps the faith high. I'm going to read one poem of mine, and then I'm going to close this out with a prayer. It's going to be a shorter episode today because it's just me. But I really felt the need to say this prayer for everybody today and for myself. And Deborah, you got a little piece of it earlier today, but you get the full thing now. Oh, hey, Precious. There you are. I know you were looking at too. Well, what had happened was I visited Dr. Deborah earlier to pick up a handful of soaps and another copy of her book, and we got to chitty-chatting. And by the time I got back, I had to make the kids lunch and literally had 20 minutes to be on the show. So I was like, rather than pushing it and getting here all flustered, and you guys would be able to tell that I was like, still got mustard slung all over me or something from sandwiches. I figured I'd give myself the extra 30 to dial it in and be able to deliver and show up the way that I want to. So we moved it to 2:30 today, just on a whim. It'll always be at 2 unless there's a strange reason. So today was a strange reason. But I'm glad that you showed up, and I'm happy that you're here. And yes, and we are lifting Dr. Deb up for safe travels, because she is going to Tennessee and DC, and yeah, she's got a lot of travels coming up, and she's got stuff going on within her family and whatnot that she needs her faith and strength for. So I asked you guys to pray for Miss Sharon and pray for the rabbit earlier. I'm asking you to please pray for Dr. Deborah Dunstan as she goes to minister towards her family, keep her safe in her travels, and keep her faith and her spirit strong. My prayer for you. All right. My last little nugget is probably my favorite poem in the whole book. It's called Just Look Up. I'm having a hard time finding it here. There it is. All right, Just Look Up. This is one of my favorite ones that, I don't know, just I can feel my faith increase every time that I read it. I think it's uplifting, it's inspiring, and I will leave you with that and a prayer before I go, and wish you guys a very happy and safe rest of your Tuesday. And just if you're joining in, I've got Brittany coming on tomorrow. Miss Red Lee is going to be on Friday. I have Delilah Brown and Precious on Monday. I've got a neighbor friend of mine who I just found out today is in the middle of writing a children's book, and she's going to be on Tuesday. Precious, she has your How Special Are You book, and that's that. Remember when we were doing Dr. Deborah's granddaughter's shirts, blinging her Christmas stuff up, and we made the Kids Are Dope shirt? That's her daughter that we got the shirt and your book too. So she's going to come on and I have to get with you. She's looking for some resources. We're going to talk about it on Tuesday, but her illustrator is trying to charge her. Get this, guys. This is a kid's book, and she did show me one of these illustrations, and it's beautiful. But this dude's trying to charge her $8,000 to illustrate her children's book. I said, oh, no, honey. We're going to have a talk. There's options. $8,000 to illustrate a kid's book. Are you kidding me? I don't even think Vincent van Gogh could charge that much. Picasso, whoever. That's insane, right? So we're going to try to give her some resources and encourage her down the proper paths, you know? So if you guys show up on Tuesday, your expertise and experience in the publishing world and illustrating worlds would be much welcome. She is looking for that guidance. So got some new faces coming up. And again, if anybody wants to be on the show, you can find me on Facebook, Melissa Price, shoot me a message, or email me at lessonsandlegacies@gmail.com. Would love to have you, love to share your story and show the world what it is you want to light it up with. Oh, tagged the wrong page for you. It's okay. It's all right. I appreciate you tagging regardless. It goes where it's supposed to go, right? Okay, so this is Just Look Up by Melissa Price. And then I'm going to pray over you guys and bid you adieu. Just when you think it's going to be all right, you didn't give up and you won the fight. A blow comes through and knocks you down, stealing your thunder and seizing your crown. We all make mistakes, but boy, this one was bad. It dampened my spirit and it rendered me sad. I struggle and fight for what's right every day, but falling short is common this day and age. I know that I'm favored by the Father above, so what can I do to portray his great love? Try as I might, I just seem to fail at finding that wind to propel my sail. Life is a journey with its ups and downs, and what would it be without laughter and clowns? Without screw-ups and sadness, worry, or grief? It's all of these moments that season our beliefs. And if we were created by a love so pure, so unconditional, magical, unthought of, and obscure, How small are these problems that eat us alive? They taunt us and haunt us, yet push us to strive. No matter the mountains, the rift or valley, when God speaks his word, his troops always rally. You're never alone, so don't ever give up. When you need a sign, just please look up. It could be sunny one moment and then stormy weather, but when he comes through, it all comes together. In the midst of the rain and the sorrow and pain, if you feel like there might just be nothing to gain, just look up. This simple act of faith is all you need to do to be reminded every day of what he promised you. There will always be a rainbow high up above because he has afforded you his undying love. So if you're feeling lost or cold, forgotten, meek, or mild, remember, he created you and you are his precious child. If your feet have failed you, just find the strength to get back up. You'll find he gives you everything when you just look up. Yeah, all you gotta do is look up. He's always got the plan. We never see the full picture. You know, he shows us he lights the way one step at a time. One footstep at a time is what he shows us. But everything that's in that dark and uncertainty out there, he wants us to walk by blind faith and know that he loves us. He's got us, you know. If someone would have told me last year I'd be sitting here doing live videos every day, I'd be like, you're crazy. Not me, not this girl. I'm not gonna know. I get too nervous for that. If you would have told me 2 years ago I would have published my first book, I would have been like, possible. I don't know. You know, the faith, man. Mustard seeds move mountains. It's my mantra of the year. All it takes is the tiniest little mustard seed of faith to move a mountain. That's all you need, a little nugget. And if you don't happen to have a strong faith right now, if you can't even work up that little mustard seed, put something on that inspires you. Read something, put some music on, phone a friend, you know, look up an old Lessons and Legacy episode on YouTube and get you your fill. Find something to put the faith in you. And for those of you who do have that super strong mountaintop strength, speak faith into other people. Make it a point to go find a way to give somebody, one body, a piece of faith, a little faith nugget, the encouragement, that boost, that belief. I believe in you. You got this. Find a way to pour that into somebody else each day. Just one person. That's all it takes to make a difference in the world. Just one person. And if that person happens to be you, and you got to get in the mirror and look yourself in the eyes and say, because I've done it before and it'll make myself cry, I believe in you, Melissa. You got this. You've survived so much. You're a mom. You're this. You're that. You got this. And if it still isn't there for me, I'm going to pick up the phone and call Precious or Dr. Deborah or Star or my neighbor or my mama and say, boy, I'm feeling weak today. Can you speak some truth to me? Speak some truth at me. Don't be afraid to ask. Ask and you shall receive, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much my piece for today. I would like to say a prayer with you guys. And it came up very early this morning, and I think we all need it. From the little creatures of this world, the little bunnies and deer and raccoons and birds and butterflies, to our children, to the women, to the men, all of us need this one. So, Heavenly Father, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and of course, the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make things right if I surrender to his will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever and ever in the next. Amen. May God grant you guys the serenity to accept the things you cannot change, the courage to change what you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep that faith strong, guys. You got to keep that anastrophic mindset about things. Things will work out for the good. He works all things for good. All things, not some things, not only Christian things, not only things for children, not only things for nature. He works all things for good. Even a pandemic. He's a good father. So you guys don't ever feel alone. You're not. You're never alone because you always got him. He goes before you. He comes behind you. He stands beside you, and he lifts you. And he puts all these people in your path to do it for him as well. God shows up through people, through song, through animals, through circumstances. God always shows up. Just believe it. Believe it. So, let me see what you guys got saying here. Precious said, I love this poem. Thank you so much. That's like that wishing on a star one that you do is one of my favorites. I might read that one again after this too. I feel like I'm needing that today as well. But thank you very much. Brittany says, you got this. I can't wait for you to come on tomorrow. We're going to have so much fun. Aw, thank you, Queen. Brittany says, you can call on me. You got it, girl. You got it. You got it, boy. You got it. I'll never forget the song now, Precious. It's so funny. I listened to you singing that for 2 years before I heard it for the first time at your house this year. Oh, man. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. For the late joiners, Bunny Rabbit is still being rehabbed. They think she thinks he might have brain damage because he's not eating really well, but she's managed to get the wounds under control and whatnot. So as I pray for you guys, lift up a little prayer for Carrot the bunny, that the angels and St. Francis and God all put their healing hands on him and give him a chance to like hop the rest of his days away instead of suffer. And we pray for Sharon, who's the rehabber who is doctoring him and so diligently keeping up with me and keeping me in the loop, because I worry about all my critters. So may God and the Holy Spirit touch her hands and help her hands be healing hands for this little rabbit as well. And I pray safe travels and strong faith upon Dr. Deborah as you get out there in the world, and for each and every one of you as you take on the rest of your day. Today, tomorrow, and every day. Keep the faith, guys. Keep the faith. You're never alone. Again, you want to come on the show, contact me at lessonsandlegacies@gmail.com. If you want to catch some of the old episodes that we have out there, today was 21, 22's tomorrow. Double twos is a lucky number for me, which rounds out as 4, which is a great one for stability. It's a good family number. I like 2s and 4s an awful lot. I like all the numbers, really. But anyways, stay tuned for 2 o'clock tomorrow with myself and Brittany Thomas. We'll be talking about resilience. And check out Lessons and Legacies on YouTube. Hit the subscribe. Please like, share. Sharing is caring. And that goes for your story too. Remember, there is a lesson in every blessing. Okay? Look for it. It's up to you to find it. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2. Be blessed and keep the faith. Peace.